Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. The Outer Worlds 2 is underrated, guys. Let me tell you. Now, am I saying to go out and pay full price for this game? No, I'm not. I played it on my Game Pass, right? I've been grandfathered in with the old price, so I'm good, right? And if you're in that position, let me tell you, if you grew up with a seventh generation, if you're a BioShock type of person, you're gonna enjoy this game. If you're a Fallout type of person, you're gonna enjoy this game. Let me tell you, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I knew very early on that I was going to replay this game. So if you enjoy a first person narrative game that you will want to replay later, this might be the game for you. And if you already have the Game Pass, hey, you're not spending much. Let me tell you, when I first heard about this game and what people were saying, I was thinking, it sounds like a seven, a six and a half. After I played it, 7.75, 8, right? Depending on your perspective. I'm just giving you my thoughts. There's some things that are underrated here on this game. The gameplay is a lot better than the first one. I have to say the artwork is weaker, but the soundtrack is a lot better and makes it part of the experience. I really found the soundtrack, enjoying. I was enjoying it while I was playing it. I was listening to it because it gives you clues of what's going on in the story, the different factions. But let me tell you when I knew that this game had me and when I knew this game was for me. Early on in the game, when I was still in the first area, I made a choice. I made a choice that could not be reversed, and I made it out of just wanting to play more action. I want more action. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I made a choice that was consequential, and I couldn't go back and undo it. All right, I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but it basically kept me out of a relationship, and it kept me out of going on more quests that I really wanted to do. But I had to move forward because I made that choice and I couldn't go back. So right then and there, I knew that I had to replay the game and make different choices, right? So early on in the game, I knew there was a second playthrough guaranteed. That's the kind of game I like, right? Where there's value. Again, I'm not saying that it's something you have to go run out and get. If you don't have the Xbox Game Pass, if it's your kind of game, go ahead. But let me tell you, it by what you hear out there, if you enjoyed the seventh generation, if you enjoyed Bioshock, if you enjoy Fallout 76, if you enjoy that kind of stuff, if you like narrative driven first person shooters with acting and voice acting, this might be it for you. Along with that, something that is very underrated in this game also is the gameplay. Right? This is the kind of game where you're playing it, and as you're playing it, you're thinking, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm telling you. I mean, that's the kind of feeling that I got, and I kept myself playing sometimes because I wanted to know what was going to happen next, right? What skills should I get? You're always wondering, right? Did I make the right choice? I didn't make the right choice. And sometimes, people get caught up on the minutia of other things that isn't the gameplay. But for me, the story itself captivated me because there's betrayal, right? You're trying to get to know people who who you should align with. There's different factions. They all have their different. They're all flawed, right? And they all have their different characteristics. And you're like, should I go with this faction? Should I go with that faction? I guess it depends on your personality, right? You get to choose whether you're like a nerdy, a thief, an engineer, a scientist, whatever, right? Whatever. I mean, you get those kind of choices, like we do in most games. But compared to the first game, your choices have a lot more consequence. They do. And they have this other system where you have to accept your flaws, and they give you some benefits because of the flaws. Because of the flaws, you always get some drawbacks. So that's an interesting mechanic right there. In addition to all the other upgrades and crafting that you have to do, you don't have to do it. You should do it, right? I enjoy, upgrading my weapons. I enjoy, purchasing items. I enjoyed the bounties. I mean, there's a lot there. There's a lot there, and there's a couple of characters that you'll meet that are kind of interesting. Some are crazy, some are brainwashed. I guess it's just like regular life, regular life, right? It's like YouTube. You meet a few characters like that in there. If you're a gamer, guys, again, I would give personally, I would give this game an 8. I think most people would give it at least a 7.75. I wish they would have brought the professor from the first game, right? I wish he was part of this iteration of the game, really. And the other thing that I wish they would have done more was lean more into the artwork of the old posters, that they had on the first game. And this is a different place. It's Arcadia. You're dealing with rifts. You're trying to solve this mystery. You're trying to fix the problems of a couple of planets. That you go into seedy places in space. You have smugglers. You're dealing with smugglers. You're dealing with people that are very religious to the extreme. You are dealing with people that are very fascist to the extreme. You're dealing with people that are very commercialist to the extreme, right? It's all extremes, and that's what really makes the game, enjoyable if you're playing, if you're playing it through, and if you want that kind of paced gameplay. For me, guys, pacing is a lot. As I get older, I'm not able to play these games where your reflexes have to be real fast. As a matter of fact, I injured myself this week. I injured my hip. I can't stop getting injured, man. I don't know. As I'm getting older, as I'm getting into my 50s, man, the coordination is not what it used to be. And that also applies to a lot of the games. I don't know if it happens to you guys, but I go to old games, especially like old arcade games, old games from the 80s. And I go, man, I used to be a lot better at this game. What the heck's going on, It's my reflexes. They're not what they used to be, but you can get there, right? You can practice and you'll get there. And this game has difficulty levels that you can switch on and off on the fly, by the way. You can play it on easy. I played it on normal. I like playing my games on normal, to actually capture the feel. I know some people play it on easy just so they can know what the story's about and tell you the story. I don't. At least for me, normal is the baseline, right? So whenever I tell you about any game, I play it on normal. I never go easy. And if I suck, I suck. It is what it is, right? But this game I was able to finish. It had the right balance of challenge for me. I was frustrated at times, but not unfairly. I have to say that. Even though I was frustrated, I wasn't unfairly frustrated. And the game was enjoyable. I enjoyed the storyline, and there's different finishes to the game. I made my save prior to the ending. So, I got to enjoy at least 3 different endings, and they're all different. And I suggest you do too, right, if you're going to play it. But guys, if you haven't tried this game out, if you want to play a game that's underrated, that's flying under the radar, this Christmas season, and you have the Game Pass, guys, give it a shot. I'm telling you, it starts off slow, but eventually, as you get into the story, as you get into the quest, you will enjoy this game. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.